in quite stark contrast to the very bright outer movement, you have this middle movement. That's just one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard of. It's really incredible. The key itself, C sharp minor, one does not come across this key, especially for an entire movement like this, very often at all. It leads you into double sharps, into really quite awkward sounding chords, and I think it's really part of the affect of this movement to really exploit some really high moments filled with great tension. Yeah, the violin, the solo violin, doesn't really have a melody, actually. The theme, if you can call it that, it's more in the bass line, and the orchestra starts, and right away you notice that it's the bass line that has sort of like a very regular heartbeat-like theme that actually continues throughout most of the movement. And sometimes it's really interesting because you have a lot of things going on and suddenly everything disappears, or it comes to a standstill, and you hear this heartbeat again. It's really marvelous. There's a lot of, I would say, a feeling of suffering, or just it's very difficult to move on. And then it's brilliant because then, you know, the relative key of C sharp minor is E major, and then there's this a few bars where actually this heartbeat bass, it stops, and all you get is the top voices, so the viola upwards. And this contrast of this dark, anguished C sharp minor into E major, it's just you see a bit of, I mean, for me anyway, you really see a bit of heaven, and this contrast of when it comes back down to earth or to hell or whatever it is, it really squeezes your heart.